Oh man, I think I'm too late. Oh my god, just in the time it took me to get the camera out of my house, it stopped. This is Monday, April 28th, 2008, and we have snow out here. I mean, the only way you can see it is if you look at that truck, but I mean, when I came out of the store, it was like just heavy. It was coming down humongous. It's like all these flakes. You can't even see anything now. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, I guess I'm going to try and wait for it to start up again, maybe. Hopefully. So I have to like that snow. I'm keeping the window open in case it starts coming down again. I couldn't believe that when I walked outside. I was just like, what the heck? I got home as fast as I could, but I didn't want to drive too fast because, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because you don't do that when it's snowing. I mean, it wasn't cold enough for it to melt or anything. It's been like 36. I kind of knew it was going to happen eventually because the clouds in the sky, you could just tell by the way they looked and the way the wind is blowing that something had to be coming. But I didn't think it would actually go there, but it went there, boy, I tell you. So, and I just got home from work, so I need to kind of get my stuff together get my stamina spent on all my games and everything before I get into too much talk-a-rama here. But, so for anyone who doesn't watch my lost videos, you might not have heard, but I've got the flu now. Yay. Doesn't seem like that long since the last time I had it, but I know what happened. I know why I got it. It's my fault, because I overexerted myself one night. I was out walking, and I was out at night, and the wind was blowing kind of harshly, but it was like 48 degrees at that point, so I thought, well, it's not a big deal. But what happened was I didn't stop walking. It's like I started walking, and it's like I went down the block, and I went around the block, and I went around the store, and then I went up here to Cops, and I went around that store, and then I came back, and I went halfway up Commercial Street. I wound up taking, like, it must have been an hour and a half I was out there. I guess it's because I was listening to this tape, and I didn't want to, and I wanted to finish the tape, so I wanted to stay out there and finish the tape, because I wouldn't be listening to the tape if I was in here, because I'd have better things to do. But as long as I'm out there and I have the tape, anyway, so I finally got that tape done, and I got back home, and it was like, it was like an hour and a half later, and even at that point, I think I could already tell that I'd probably stayed out there a little too long, because you get that weird hot sensation in the back of your throat, like something ain't right back there. Well, it took a couple of days for it to take effect, but when it did, it hit me pretty hard, and now I'm feeling like crap. I feel a little better today than I did the last 2 days. These last 2 days at work have just been, holy crap. I get to my first break and I'm ready to go home. But nope, gotta stick it out. But I need this, though. I mean, I need the discipline, because I keep telling myself I don't know what real exhaustion is. I don't know what real suffering is at all. I don't even have the first clue what that's like. Because I don't will myself to that ever very much, And who the hell would? But, still, sometimes it's hard to find that balance between allowing yourself to suffer some just to keep your scales in line or whatever. So these last 3 days have been a real battle, but if it gets me used to feeling that way so that when I feel better, it's like the greatest thing ever, then I'm all for that too, so maybe, I don't know. So yesterday I got some fish sticks from the store brand fish sticks, because they were advertising them on the announcement. The guy in the ceiling, basically, is what he calls himself. And, well, he finally convinced me to buy something. I was like, geez. I thought it was going to be a warm day on Pluto before I ever listened to that guy. But, well, he talked me into it, and I bought the fish sticks, and they're really good. I was like, holy crap. I mean, damn. So, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. I've never really bought a Roundy's product I didn't like, except for the corn dogs, but I think that's only because I was comparing them to the state fair, and I might have said that before in a video, I don't remember. It's this bad habit of mine, saying everything twice. Well, I got $4 million on Hobo Wars, because a lot of good this is going to do me when I'm on my deathbed, Of course, a lot of good anything in this world will do you there, That's what I'm always saying about, like, when people argue about religion and stuff. It's like, I mean, the Christians have no I mean, the people who believe that God exists have absolutely nothing to prove it, and then the people who don't believe God exists are so obsessed with being right that it's like nothing else matters. It's like, there's more to the world than just being right about stuff. I mean, we can't possibly be right about everything. There's always going to be something we don't know. I mean, just looking at the progress we made in the last 300 years, how can you possibly think that we found everything there is to find about the world? Especially considering that especially considering that they're the ones who believe in evolution, which would, make it so that the last 300 years accounted for only like 1% of all the time we've been here. So if that much progress in 1% of the time that we've been here, I don't know, I'm just a huge fan of possibilities, and, and I don't see the point in discounting anything, because I have nothing to gain personally by it. I mean, I really don't, I may be right about the fact that, well, it's not there because I just don't see it, or because it hasn't given itself to me on a silver platter, but whatever, heaven forbid that we actually do something that takes some effort rather than just, having everything displayed out for us, like it's kindergarten class or something. If I wanted to be right about something, I could say 2 + 2 is 4 there. I'm right, and you can't possibly prove me wrong. Then what are you going to do about it? Well, what good does that do me? What good does it do me to be right? You're not going to live forever anyway. Well, that's beside the point. I should make a whole separate video about that. I still haven't made that video where I'm talking to God. I need to do that. I mean, this is what happens. I get an idea for a video, 3, 4, 5 months go by because I'm not thinking about the fact that, I need a white beard. I'm not thinking about that when I'm out there at work or somewhere where I could actually go get one. My door's not shut. Well, I think I'm going to go shut that door, and I'm going to turn this camera off because I don't need somebody busting in here and shooting me, capping my ass.